Well, you guys really liked yesterday's video, my Rock Lee video in particular, so I decided to grace you with my Gohan. Now, obviously, if you're familiar with Gohan, you know this isn't quite right, but it's because of the limitations of the creator character. This is the closest thing you can get to Gohan, at least in my opinion. I'm going to go over in this video what moves you should select on Gohan, where you can get each of these items, and how to set up the base character, the hairstyle, the eyes, everything like that. Gohan's eyes are much larger than this, and his muscles are certainly much larger, but this is about as good as you can get with the creator character system. Hopefully in the future, Spike Chunsoft will be willing to add more options, because right now, it's very difficult to create a character like Gohan. He looks much more scrawny than he should, but with the limitations in place, I think this still looks pretty cool. So allow me to walk you through how I created my Gohan. For the body type, unfortunately, it's quite hard to match a Saiyan because we're just humans. We don't really have the general Saiyan archetype. So we're going to go a bit taller than a regular human, let's say there-ish. And then the body type, we can up as much as we can, and the chest as much as we can as well. And that's about as buff as you can get, which is a bit of a shame because, of course, Gohan is very, very well built. So you're never going to have exactly Gohan. As far as the skin color, I think this one's probably most accurate. But again, he's slightly more pale than this. For hairstyle, thankfully, we have Gohan's hair in the game, so it should be pretty easy to replicate him. So we're going to pick this one. And then I think the best option as far as replicating Gohan is concerned is to just go all black on both options. Oh, not that. All black on both options, and don't mess with the percentage, just leave it at 0. Although it shouldn't matter, right? Because it's both black. Yeah, it doesn't actually affect anything. For eyebrows, we're looking for a very thick eyebrow that kind of curves a little bit. The best one I found, I believe, was this one. I'm going to have a quick look around again, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, this is going to be the best one. So it's on the second last row in the middle. And then obviously the darkest option you have, go with that. Unfortunately, it's still very brown. I don't know why this is with eyebrows. It just is. For eyes, this is what I struggled with the most because we don't have unrealistic looking eyes in Jump Force, or at least not too many of them. So we don't really have Dragon Ball eyes, which are usually drawn quite big and large. We don't really have that shape in the game. The closest thing we have is this. This is actually the exact shape. It's just not the correct size. Regardless, it's what we're going to have to go with because it's the closest option we have. And as we zoom out, you can see just how much smaller they are than the traditional Gohan design. So again, that's a bit unfortunate, but it's what we have to work with. Now, Gohan's nose is actually quite a bit bigger than most anime noses. I think we're going to go for the left-hand side one because I think it's actually, is it bigger or smaller? Oh, it's just slightly further down. Yeah, let's go for the third option, or the first option on the third row. For the mouth and jaw, you want to go for kind of a square jaw look, but you can't really modify the jaw too much. I'm going to go with this one. Sadly, it's the closest thing we have. That one can be found on the fourth row in the middle. For the pupils, you want a purely black design, but you also want to aim to proportionately match the eye shape of Gohan. Now, of course, we don't have the size of Gohan, and instinctually, you might go for quite a big pupil because he has quite a big pupil. But remember, we don't actually have the eyeball size of I was going to say Goku, but Gohan. So to be able to match that proportionally, we're actually going to go for the smallest eye size or pupil size to closer match what we would have if we kind of scaled up these eyeballs. And that's going to be it for our Gohan. I think he looks pretty nice. I'm not super familiar with Gohan's voice, so you can choose which voice best suits him for your tastes. Personally, I'm going to go with voice number 7, which sounds like this. Alright, there you go. That's our base Gohan design. We're going to get straight into the game now and look at where you can unlock his clothing. Now, thankfully, Gohan and Goku actually have very similar attire, so we should be able to design him pretty easily in-game. Let's go to Customize Avatar, and I can actually show you the clothing pieces that you need to equip and where you can get them. So first of all, for the top, you obviously want to go with Goku's gi. For the bottom, you want to go with, again, Goku's gi. For the hands, you want Goku's wristbands. And for the feet, you want a slightly modified color of Goku's boots. And that's all you need. This is Gohan. So there you go. There's your Gohan in-game. He looks pretty awesome. Don't worry, we will go over moves in just a second. Let's hop on our bike and show you where you can get these items. You can actually get every single one of these items at the Dragon Ball area, which is directly straight from when you spawn in. And it's off to the right in the Dragon Ball area. Obviously, from here, you want to go to tops. You want to pick the Goku gi. From bottoms, you, of course, pick the Goku gi again. From the hands, you've got the Goku wristband. And from the feet, you want to go one over to the right and pick up the Gohan boots. Well, they're not Gohan boots. They're slightly modified Goku boots, but they look like Gohan's. Okay, so now let's go over his moves. Our first ability here is Kamehameha. I originally didn't want to use Kamehameha on the creator character during the special moves because I wanted it to be his awakening, which we'll get into a little bit later, but I decided that it was still the best match for Gohan. There aren't a lot of Gohan specific moves in the game, so this is the one that I went with. Next up, we have Fortify. Fortify is actually one of Gon's moves. The actual effect of this is it increases your physical resistance, not your physical damage. This Fortify effect is supposed to roughly resemble Mystic Gohan. And finally, Raging Strike. This is just a parry attack because we need to add a third special move to our creator character here. And of course, it's a Dragon Ball move, so you could kind of see Gohan fighting like that. It's the best match we could find for special moves. And finally, for our awakening technique here, we have Solar Kamehameha. There is no need for elemental effects on any of these abilities. They work just fine without them. So perhaps this is one of the first creator characters you want to make when you get your hands on the game. Let me know what you think of my Gohan in the comment section below. I didn't think I was going to make this as regular of a series, but you guys really liked my Rock Lee video yesterday, so I'm going to be putting out these videos as often as I can. I already have a few different creator characters in the works. These videos are not easy to make, so I would very much appreciate you leaving a like on the video. It helps other people find it. If you're new around here, remember to subscribe to keep up to date with future content. My name has been Bilbsy, and I will see you in the next video.